Ah, the good old 1970s. What a naive decade that must have been, right? I mean, after all those wars, people still haven't figured out that humans can't stand each other. I mean, at least not cooped up in small places for long periods of time, they can't. The idea of a commune means an intentional community of people living together, sharing common interests, property, possessions, resources, and in some cases, work, income, and assets, with each of them having equal contribution in decision making. I guess for the simple reason of having recently moved into a gigantic house and having too much time on their hands, that's exactly what an apparently happy family, consisting of mom, dad, and adolescent daughter, decide to do. Their intention is to gather stimulating and fantastic people to live with. And that includes this fucking loser, another married couple with a kid who claim to have plenty of experience in the matter, this fucking crybaby, oh, and this hot chick, of course. Well, these secondary characters really do seem to be just simply caricatures, but I think they're intentionally made to feel that way. We'll get back to this just in a moment. Of course, everything goes well in the beginning, but as you can imagine, clashes between personal desires versus solidarity and tolerance will lead to the commune's demise. Why? Well, because fuck, otherwise we wouldn't have no movie, would we? That's far less than the trailer lets you know. I swear, this is another one of those god-awful trailers which just shows you the movie beat by beat. I swear, I think every single scene in this movie is sampled in this trailer. It's horrible. Don't watch it. Thomas Winterberg can direct a movie like it's nobody's business. Whether it be films also written by him, like the darkly humorous The Celebration, the extremely gritty Submarino, or the heart-wrenching The Hunt. Or other films not written by him, like his most recent adaptation of Thomas Hardy's classic novel, Far from the Madding Crowd, in which we see Winterberg moving away from more of his usual dark subject matter and into more melodrama territory, if you will. Now, I have nothing against that, of course, but I have to report that I think some of that melodrama kind of poured over into the commune. The reason why most critics, myself including, view this film as weaker than the rest of the director's filmography is because that while all of his films have relatively simple stories to follow on a surface level, they all of them had very clever social commentary and satire underneath it all. You see, in his films, there usually is a desire to challenge certain stereotypical beliefs we might have about certain social affairs, usually involving the stability of certain family dynamics when, let's say, more cruel behavior comes into play, involving some sort of abuse. Ooh, I'm so ambiguous today, even I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. So it was very strange seeing The Commune, a film from which you would expect kind of the same thing, social commentary, maybe even a little of mockery a la The Celebration. So it was very surprising to see that this movie kind of works backwards. So from what you would expect to be a more profound film, actually becomes sort of a melodrama, about love, about relationships, about marriage. Who knew? Which would explain why the secondary characters feel so one-dimensional, as I mentioned. They had to be, because the commune isn't really the main focus of this movie. Rather, it is more of a plot device that switches from being a source of great joy for our main characters to becoming a downright inconvenience. The story, frustratingly enough, resolves itself mostly as you would expect it to, so there isn't really that much left in the realm of unpredictability. Except for maybe the ending. I mean, I felt that the ending might have gone in one of two directions. And of course I would be lying if I said that the film didn't have any message. It does. It just wasn't told in a way I was expecting it to be told, And I would also be lying if I didn't say that yes, it does harken back to usual Thomas Winterberg-isms. Like in all of his films, here as well, there is a character, there is that one character who is the most unselfish one, the one with the best intentions, the one who is willing to sacrifice the most, the one who is willing to basically throw his or her entire life away for the people he cares about, is also the one who gets fucked over the most. So it's a dog-eat-dog world, what can I tell you? But recommended, of course, as Danish films rule the land. But that was it, folks. Thanks for watching my review. As always, I will see you later with other reviews. Bye!